CaliWeight BROS coming at you with another video, and in today's video I want to talk about if specific calisthenics athletes could compete in a bodybuilding division. The structure of the video is as following. First, I want to talk about what bodybuilding really is, meaning that I want to talk about which bodybuilding divisions we have on the pro level and what the difference between them is. After that, I want to analyze the physiques of a total of 4 calisthenics athletes, which means that I'll be focusing on their strong and weak parts of their body. Then I want to compare their physiques from a bodybuilding perspective, and at the end I want to pick one athlete who has the best chance to compete in the bodybuilding division in my opinion. So let's go, guys. So first of all, I want to say that there are various associations in bodybuilding. Each association has slightly different competing rules and judging criteria. The best known associations in bodybuilding are the NPC Worldwide, the WNBF and the IFBB Pro, which is the best known association in bodybuilding. Over the years, various classes have been introduced in the IFBB professional sector. It all started with the so-called bodybuilding or open class. And in 2013, the men's physique class was introduced, and in 2016, the classic physique was introduced. Now, I would like to briefly explain to you guys how the athlete is judged in the bodybuilding competition. The evaluation is carried out by a jury consisting of 5, 7, or even 9 judges. Each judge assigns a place number for each athlete in each judging round. These describe the placement. For example, place number 1 corresponds to the first place in this class and are added together, whereby the 1 or 2 best and worst results are deleted depending on the number of the judges. And the athlete with the lowest number of places is finally the winner. So guys, now that you know how the athlete is judged in a bodybuilding competition, I want to explain to you each bodybuilding division we have on the pro level, starting off with the so-called bodybuilding or open class. So compared to all other classes, the focus in this class is on extreme muscle mass, maximum definition, meaning low body fat percentage and as little water as possible in the subcutaneous fatty tissue. And the focus is also on maximum pump in the muscles. Put simply, you could say that the athlete with the most muscle mass, the lowest body fat percentage, a very dry appearance and the fewest weaknesses in the muscles wins. So there are 3 rounds of judging and 7 compulsory poses in this class. By the way, I would like to point out that I cannot take the posing or the general appearance of the athlete on stage into account of my assessment of the calisthenics athletes. And 3 examples of athletes of the bodybuilding class would be Big Ramy, Ronnie Coolman and Hadi Choopan. Let's continue with the classic physique. So the classic physique combines aesthetics and symmetry of the golden age of bodybuilding with modern competition standards. In the classic physique, what counts the most is a very harmonious body shape and not just pure muscle mass. So the focus is really on proportion and symmetry, emphasizing this V-shaped physique with clearly defined muscles and balanced muscle distribution. And 3 examples of athletes of the classic physique would be Urs Kadaczynski, Ramon Dino and Mike Sommerfeld. And now let's move on with our 3rd bodybuilding division, the so-called men's physique. So compared to all other bodybuilding divisions we have, the focus here is less on muscle mass and more on, aesthetics and proportions of the upper body. The athletes do not wear traditional swimming trunks, but knee-length shorts, which emphasizes the upper body and only minimally accentuates the legs. Extreme mass and definition are not the main focus of the judges. Appearance, for example, always smiling, and demeanor are important. There are no compulsory poses, only quarter turns are compared. And well-known examples of the men's physique are Jeremy Buendia, Ryan Terry and Brandon Hendrickson. And so now that you know more about the 3 bodybuilding divisions we have on the pro level, I would like to start with my analysis of the calisthenics athletes, starting off with, I would say, the most famous calisthenics athlete, Heria. So Chris Heria is about 175 centimeters tall and weighs 75 kg. If we look at Chris Heria's body, one can say that Chris Heria's physique is very balanced and symmetrical, and there is actually no part of his body that is too dominant. He has a very good V-taper and, in my opinion, very defined and deep set abs. However, though, it has to be said that he lacks a lot of muscle mass all over his body for the open class, and especially his legs are lacking for the classic physique. So for this reason, I would like to classify him in the men's physique. And his weaknesses includes his arms and shoulders, and his chest also lays slightly behind. Let's continue with Erik Barsi. So Erik Barsi is approximately 171 centimeters tall and weighs 71 kg. His strengths definitely includes his arms. He has a narrow waist, which enhances the look of the V-taper, and he has very defined abs and, in my opinion, very good obliques, and as a plus, a Christmas tree on the back. But as with Chris Heria, I would like to put Erik Barsi in the men's physique category as well. His weaknesses include his chest, which could do with more volume. His arms are a bit too dominant, and he lacks width and really the depth of the back. Let's continue with Andrea Larosa. Andrea Larosa is 165 centimeters tall and weighs about 65 kg. His strengths include his arms and shoulders, and he also has a very narrow waist and very nice, very defined, and above all, very deep abs. As with the previous calisthenics athletes, I would like to classify Andrea Larosa more in the men's physique category. His weaknesses include the fact that his arms are again a bit too dominant in my opinion. His chest could have more volume, and he lacks also depth in the back. And our last calisthenics athlete would be Erik Barsi, who is 188 centimeters tall and weighs around 95 kg. First of all, I want to say that this guy is absolutely massive. He is a freaking monster. His strengths are definitely his arms and shoulders. And what I really like about his physique is that he has, in my opinion, really good back depth. He has a very good mix of mass and aesthetics, and he also has very defined and symmetrical abs. But even though he's one of the more bulkier calisthenics athletes, he still lacks general muscle mass throughout his whole body for the open class, and especially leg muscles for the classic physique, which is why I would also put him in the men's physique category. But now his weaknesses, I would say that his arms are too dominant as well. He also lacks a bit of, back width, and his chest could have more volume. But now I would like to make one thing clear in advance. It is also about how the athlete presents himself on stage. An athlete with a wider waist than you, for example, could still steal the show just because he presents himself better on stage. So it's really not just about the physique alone, it's also about, for example, the transition between the poses, that the athlete creates this flow. The presence and charisma is also important, and so on, So it's not just about the physique alone. But from the physique, and I really mean just the physique, I would say the following. Andrea Larosa would have the best chance to compete in the men's physique category out of all the candidates, because in my opinion he has the best abs overall. For example, he has those very defined and deep abs, the most beautiful and pronounced back width, which is very important for this V-taper look, and he also has, in my opinion, very good shoulders. This makes him the athlete from a physique perspective who has the best chance to compete as an athlete in the men's physique category. What he needs to work on is definitely his posing. The posing needs to become a routine for him. We definitely need more volume in the chest and depth in the back, and we also tend to have more volume in the shoulders. We really want those round shoulders, The shoulders should be very, very round, which also emphasizes the look of the V-taper. With Erik Barsi, I just miss, the back width which is very important. And he also could have more volume in the chest. With Erik Barsi, I missed the shoulders, you know, the round shoulders, the back width and the depth in the back, as well as the chest. And with Heria, I missed the shoulders, the chest and the back depth, but not the back width. The back width is very good. He has a very, very good V-taper look, a good back width and a narrow waist, don't get me wrong. But what do you guys think about this topic? Write your opinion in the comments down below. You can also leave a like and subscribe to our channel CaliWeight BROS, and I see you in the next video. Peace!